Hi there, I am doing afternoon sketchbook practice. Today is Sunday. I have a lot to prepare for because I'm heading back into the workforce. I've been off for quite a while due to a surgery, so I'm just trying to get as much stuff as I can get done. So I figured, you know what, I'll do a sketchbook practice a little bit earlier today. I usually film them late in the evening on my channel, but today just want to get this kind of out of the way so I can prepare myself mostly mentally, but physically as well for heading back to work. In any case, I have a picture that I'm looking at off screen. I've been trying to line up the proportions. I don't think with this particular picture I'm very successful. There's a huge difference between my picture and the reference photo that I'm looking at off screen, so I'll try to play around with her face shape a little bit. Her face in the picture is a little bit more slender than what I'm trying to replicate on page here, but I'll just do a few more minor modifications and I'll show you my progress as I start the shading. I'm a little further ahead now in my sketch, so you can see that I've started the shading process. There isn't a huge light source that I can see from the reference photo that I'm looking off of to do this portrait sketch practice. So her eyes are quite dark, but there is little significant darker shaded areas. Like the pupil isn't as noticeable because there's less light. So I'm going to start off with just shading, you know, the iris and the pupil in, and then just kind of add darkness as I go along and see if I can replicate what I'm looking off of. And of course, I'm adding dimension in the face. You'll see some slight shading around the jawline, and there's some skin indentations, you know, smile lines that I'm trying to include. There are some shadows along the bridge of the nose and things like that. And of course, I still have to fill in the eyebrows. She has very voluminous curly hair, but my skill set in doing realistic hair is still quite limited. So I might just do an over outline and not really do in-depth sketching of her hair, but I'm still doing quite a bit of focus on the face. That's typically what I'm practicing at. I just really want to get down to feeling more confident in producing portrait sketches, because in the long term, I think my art will more be based around drawing people, but it will also be in more fantastical like settings. It won't just be direct portraits that are like carbon copies of pictures, but I still want to better my accuracy and still get more comfortable with proportions. So that's my line of reasoning anyway. So it's getting progressively darker. I think a thunderstorm is on its way. So it's dealing with a lot of low light, and I'm just filming this from my phone. But you can see that there is more shadow work that I'm doing here, trying to bring out the nose features a little bit more, try to get a general color scheme of the face, because it looks really obvious when you have like the white paper in contrast with the shaded part. So I try to do an overall shading with a really light graphite, like an H, and then just kind of do strokes like that and blend out with a tissue. But I'm still working, still adding layers here and there, and I'm soon going to start adding in more features of the eyes, like the eyelashes and the inner corner and stuff like that. So I'm just going to keep going, keep building, and I will show you the final result and most likely the reference photo. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. That is my final sketch. It is getting progressively darker, so I do think there is going to be some major rainfall that's happening soon in my area, but I'm just going to leave it at this for now. Let me see if I can turn on the flash so you see a little better. So I don't know if that's marginally better with the light coming from my phone, but yeah, that's pretty much where I want to end things for today. been at it for a bit, but you know, got stuff I gotta look into for the remainder of the evening, and I have to prepare to go back into the workforce. Been off for several months to kind of rehab my knee, and you know, gotta get back and earn money. So I'm focused on that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it at this for tonight. But I think it came off pretty well. I can show you the reference photo I was looking at. This was my reference photo for the evening. So, you know, it's not an exact replica, but I think it's along the same wheelhouse. So that's it for the evening. Thank you for joining me for my sketchbook practice. Hope you have an amazing evening. Hope you had an amazing weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.